All right, today we're going to put on our financial detective hats. We're going to crack open the latest quarterly report from Borosil Limited and really figure out the story that's hiding inside all those numbers.
Now, I know these reports can look, well, super dense, right? Just pages and pages of tables. But here's the thing. At its heart, a quarterly report is just a report card. It tells you, with zero fluff, exactly how a company has been doing for the last 3 months. It's really the ultimate source of truth.
So that's the big question, isn't it? For the quarter that ended on September 30th, 2024, did Borosil get an A+? Or is the story maybe a little more complicated? Let's follow the clues and see what we find.
Every good investigation has to start somewhere. And in finance, pretty much everyone starts at the same place. The bottom line, profit. It's the number everybody wants to see first. So let's see what it was.
And there it is. For this second quarter, Borosil's profit came in at 18.3 crore rupees. So what does that mean? Well, basically, after they paid for everything, materials, salaries, rent, taxes, all of it, this is the cash that was actually left over.
But, a number all by itself doesn't really tell you the whole story. You need some context. And when we put it next to a recent quarter, like the one that ended back in March 2023, you can see their profit was actually higher than 22.4 crore. So our first clue is that profit went down. An interesting start.
Okay, so if profit is down, the next logical question is, did they just sell less stuff? To figure that out, we have to go from the bottom of the page all the way up to the top line, revenue. That's the total amount of money that came in the door before a single bill was paid.
You're going to see this term, revenue from operations, a lot. Don't let the jargon fool you. It's just a fancy way of saying money they made from their main business. In Borosil's case, that's selling their products. It's the cleanest way to see how their sales are doing.
So for this quarter, that number was 273.9 crore rupees. This is the grand total for everything they sold. It's a big number, for sure. But again, we have to ask, is it bigger or is it smaller than before?
And this is where we find the real puzzle of this whole report. Because while the profit went down, the revenue, it actually went up a lot, from 241 crore to almost 274 crore. So wait a minute, the company is selling more stuff but making less profit. How is that even possible? To solve this, we need to see where all that money went.
I mean, think about it. If more money's coming in the front door, but less is left over at the end of the day, that has to mean more money is flying out the back door. So it's time to investigate the company's costs.
This chart breaks it all down for us. You can see right away the two biggest pieces of the pie are purchases of stock in trade, that's just what they pay for the products they turn around and sell, and this really big, kind of vague category called other expenses. Together, those two account for nearly 80% of everything they spend.
So the grand total for all expenses was 257.4 crore rupees. You take the 273.9 crore in revenue, you subtract these expenses, and that gets you back to the profit number we saw at the start. So, okay, the math checks out. But we're still missing the why.
And that's because, as we dug deeper and deeper into these reports, we realized the most important clue wasn't a number at all. It was something bigger, a fundamental change in the company itself. A real plot twist, kind of hidden away in the footnotes. And here it is. This is the key that unlocks the whole story. Back in early 2023, Borosil was what you'd call a multi-segment business. But in this latest report, it calls itself a single-segment business. Now, this isn't just some boring accounting change. This signals a massive shift in their whole strategy.
Just a little over a year ago, the company was juggling 3 different things. They had their main consumer goods division, sure, but also a scientific wear division for labs and even an investments arm. It was a more complex company, spread out a bit.
But today, all of that has been streamlined away. The company now puts everything under one single super-focused segment, consumer wear. This tells us they've made a very deliberate choice to simplify their business and pour all their energy into just the consumer market.
So, let's step back for a second and look at all the pieces we've put together. We've got profit that's down, revenue that's up, and a complete restructuring of the business. So, what's the final verdict on Borosil's report card?
Here's the whole story in a nutshell. First, sales are up, which is always a good sign. People are buying more of their stuff. Second, the lower profit probably means one of two things. Either their costs are rising, or, and this is probably more likely, they're spending a lot of money to support this new, focused strategy. And third, and this is the big one, the company has totally changed, betting its entire future on one single area.
So, you see, when you look past that headline profit number, the real story this quarter isn't really one of decline. It's a story of transformation. Borosil isn't just trying to earn more money, it's trying to become a sharper, more focused company.
And that leaves us with the ultimate cliffhanger, doesn't it? The company has made this really bold, strategic bet to go all in on consumer products. The numbers in this report, they're just the first chapter of that news story. The real question for the next report card is, will this big bet actually pay off? I guess we'll have to wait and see.